If you could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, we're all present tonight. Any additions or changes to the agenda?
No, sir, not tonight.
My own on. Notice of public hearing, the Waite Park Planning Commission will hold a public hearing at Independence School District 742 Admin Office, 6:30 p.m. or soon thereafter, Monday, November 10th, 2025. Here are the following requests. Request of St. Cloud Metro Transit for review of preliminary and final plat of Metro Bus West Transit Center. The property is described as 461 2nd Avenue South and 481 2nd Avenue South, all in the city of Waite Park, Stearns County, Minnesota. Public hearing opened at 6:31.
Planning Commission members, this request is coming on the heels of last month's review of the conditional use permit for this property and this project. What you're seeing tonight is solely the preliminary and final plat review. Basically, what it does is the property is currently meets and bounds where it has the extensive legal description. In Waite Park, the property has to be platted before we can do any construction with it, barring very limited things. Stuff that's been done to date, the clearing and the demolition are not things that require platting. So everything to date has been acceptable by city standards. Platting establishes the property with a legal subdivision name and just ensures it meets the minimum criteria for the zoning district standards as far as size and width and everything. This request probably would have been reviewed at last month with the meeting at the same time, but it just wasn't ready to go from the surveyor at that time, so we're seeing it tonight. Again, it's been submitted by the, excuse me, the property owner, Metro Bus or Metropolitan Transit, Metro Bus, for review of preliminary and final plat of their simply titled Metro Bus Western Transit Center for the property. The proposed plat will incorporate the two current non-platted parcels associated with the project at 2nd Avenue South and Sundial Drive into a single platted parcel. In front of you on the TV, our location map, line in between takes up two parcels, taken from two parcel. As portion of the property platted under city ordinances, there's payment in lieu of parkland dedication for that property, and in this case, it would be the entire based on 5 approved value, so that doesn't include any, not that there are any at this point anyway, except for a storage building that's going to the project, but that's not counted as part of that. So based on value, the recommended required payment and is $30. Park recommended approval of that amount, and forward, that recommendation will be council with the consideration of the request. Just as a reminder, the parkland or the payments are under the purview. So that's just, we include this information as just kind of a see as part of the planning commission report, just as a reference. You can certainly, but you don't have any ability to modify, change it. That's under the city council, under their realm. Comments from Stearns County Highway Department are included as part of any approving resolutions, and their certification of review and comments must be included with the plat for recording when approved. That's underway. This project is a known quantity to the county, and they've been working together throughout this, as this project has come to life. So we don't expect any surprises there, but it's more of a formality. Staff is supportive of the preliminary and final plats as submitted. This request does include a public hearing component, so you do need to hold a public hearing prior to any action. But I would note that this request is solely for the planning of the property, and the public hearing related to the overall project and the associated conditional use permit was held at the previous October Planning Commission meeting. We should try to limit comments to the plat, and additional comments related to the conditional use permit should could certainly be taken, but they can't really be considered by the planning commission at this point, as you've already held that public hearing separately. If this plat receives a positive recommendation tonight, or any recommendation for that matter, we expect it would go to the city council for next week's, next Monday, the 11/17 city council meeting, where it would be packaged with the conditional use permit for review at the same time as, both at the same time at the same meeting, but separate requests will be considered separately. So again, my recommendation would be approval of the preliminary plat with the following conditions. Number one, property is subject to requirement for payment in lieu of parkland dedication as recommended by Park Board and established by City Council. Any required parkland dedication fees must be paid prior to affixing of city signatures upon the plat. Number two, property is subject to comments and requirements set forth by Stearns County Highway Department and associated certification review. Provided that the preliminary plat conditions are satisfied, I would also recommend approval of the final plat. Pretty straightforward request for this, taking, two parcels, platting them, and prepping them for development. So that would close my report.
Thank you, John. This is a public hearing.
Just one quick question. John, considering the fact, I believe they're gonna plat this as one single property.
Correct, a single parcel.
Their intent is not to use the northern portion of it.
Correct.
If they should decide not to, to split that off, it would be considered as a subdivision at that time.
It would be, but because it would be separately handled, they could potentially split it, a lot split. It would depend on the exact configuration and how, if it's just split down the middle, that could be, if it meets the size, something that could be done administratively, because it's already previously been platted and everything. But it would depend exactly what they're looking at, what they would, whether you would need to see it again or not. But to do something separate, entirely separate on that parcel, you kind of mentioned, you heard them mention that down the road, they may have something else in mind, to do up there. If for any reason, and there's no intent or plans for this, but say somehow they're able to sell it for a restaurant or something, or have that in mind, then it would have to be entirely on its own property. So if Metro Bus, if they did something that they wanted to add another building to the north or something, that could potentially, depending on the plans, require an amendment to their conditional use permit if it's, anything beyond like a small shed or something. Again, depends on the specifics, but they wouldn't need to plat it again or reconfigure it. It really depends on exactly what would be proposed, but, and the parkland dedication fee is only assessed for the first time of platting. It's not, they don't pay over and over again every time they split it or reconfigure it.
Thank you.
Any other questions, commissioners? This is a public hearing. If anybody wants to speak for or against, or any comments, come up to the podium, state your name and
Hello. So my name is Danielle. I'm with Joe Bell Limited Partnership LLP. The owner was not able to make it tonight. So he wanted me to speak if I had a choice and say that we are excited about it and we support it, and how important transit in general is for everybody. So that was all he wanted me to say today. I'm sure you guys met him at one of the other meetings.
okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak? If nothing else, Can I get a motion?
Move to close the hearing.
Oh, wait,
Kind of shy, so, but
your name and address.
I live alone, and I live across the street, kitty corner from it. I'm just concerned about safety. Safety, everybody else's. It's going to be safe.
They have security, I believe, at their facilities. And the last meeting, they said they were going to be very strict with it.
I hope that's true. I mean, would you want it at your place?
There could be worse things there.
I don't mind the apartments. I don't, so I've had no problems with apartments. But I'm a little concerned. And I'm
Okay.
not alone, of course, you know that.
Mhm.
So. The thing about it is that I did call when I found out about it, and nobody returned my phone call. So,
Who did you call, ma'am?
Waite Park City Hall, or,
Who did you leave a message with? Do you recall?
there was a guy named David.
That's
I left a
David
mess.
Green?
I don't know for sure.
I don't-
I know his name was Dave, and I left a message for him to call me. Never returned my phone call.
Was it someone in the police department?
And that was when I first found out about Metro Bus coming in.
I asked because I don't believe we have a David on staff outside of the police
Oh,
department.
That's what, maybe I could be, you know,
There's a Dave that works with Metro Bus. That's why.
maybe that's why I called. It was Dave though, I think. I thought. I don't know. I thought it was City Hall I called. But that was a long time ago. It's hard for me to remember.
Okay.
So, and that was when it first, somebody had my neighbor mentioned it to me. So that's how I found
Yeah,
out.
this project has been in the works for a number of years at this point, so the city's ability to comment on it has been pretty limited because they haven't until recently made any formal applications or anything, so
Yeah.
I don't know who you may have spoken with and how long ago it was, but in any case, I'm sorry you didn't get a call back.
Yeah. I'm aware. The only thing I can do is move. So, my taxes go down. And so, okay. I
Okay,
said what I had to say.
thank you.
Move to close the public hearing.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second it.
Got a motion and a second to close public hearing. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passed with all present. Public hearing closed at 6:43. Discussion. Or a motion.
I think the whole plan was pretty thoroughly discussed last month, and seeing the plan as it's presented, it seems like a good plan, and our staff is in favor of it, and I guess I would move for approval of the preliminary plat with the conditions as presented.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve with conditions. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passed with all present.
Do the final plat separately?
No, they can be done together, that's fine.
We have any other business?
I don't, aside from just a note that it's looking like we will have an application, at least one application for consideration for next month. So I'll keep you posted as that comes about. But for right now, we just want to put a pin in that second Monday. If there's any reason that doesn't work, just let me know. But we'll plan on having probably a December meeting at this point.
Okay.
John, I know we discussed this briefly before. Is there any chance of moving the meetings to the third Monday, for instance?
Yeah, there's nothing that's, well,
And that
it
doesn't
can't,
work?
it can't overlap with city council. That's the main thing. But as we, if there's any reason it doesn't work for anybody, if this date doesn't work, the first, or excuse me, the second Monday, if we need to look at another meeting, we can, but the thing with it right now, at least while we're here, the school board letting us, or excuse me, the school district letting us use this space, they've kind of just given Mondays to us,
Okay.
to the city, and they have all their meetings on the other days.
Okay.
But especially when we get back into City Hall, when the project is wrapped up and we move back, I'm certainly open to considering, if there's a day of the week or something that works well enough for everybody, if we want to adjust, we can look at that if we need to.
Okay.
But for right now, we're kind of stuck with Mondays, and we're kind of stuck with second Mondays, just the way the calendar falls with the city council.
Okay, thank you.
John, will we get last month's minutes next month,
Yeah.
along with today's?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the plan. Our staff person that handles the minutes got behind and had some things that she wasn't able to get them prepped. So
Sure.
we should have them for the last two meetings at the next month meeting. I apologize for that. That's kind of some stuff came up and she wasn't able to get them done in time.
I also have some questions on an unrelated matter to what's being discussed tonight. Would you rather we wait adjourned and we talked about them later?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
for adjournment first, and then we can chat if your mics are off.
Need a motion for adjournment?
Second?
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Both same side. Meeting's adjourned, 18:47.